It is said that 3 days before Einstein's death, he was extremely agitated in his hospital bed, because he realized that time does not actually exist. This was not just a philosophical insight, but the deepest fear at the heart of modern physics. In his later years, Hawking also issued a warning. If you truly try to understand the state of the universe 1 second before its birth, your brain would collapse on the spot. Because in that second, there was no space, no time, no matter, not even nothingness itself existed. Why? Because our very way of thinking is a product of the Big Bang. You are trying to use the internal logic of the universe to understand rules that lie outside the universe. It's like asking a fish to describe the Sahara Desert. What breaks scientists even more is that when they try to define the concept of nothing, human language completely fails. You say there is nothing in your pocket, but the pocket is still there, the air is still there, space is still there. Your nothing is actually full of something. In 2023, the Institute for Advanced Study at Princeton conducted a thought experiment. They invited 50 top physicists to describe the state before the Big Bang in one sentence. The results were astonishing. Not a single two answers were the same. 12 professors directly refused to answer, arguing that any description based on human language would be a lie. What is true nothingness? It is not darkness, because darkness requires space to exist. It is not emptiness, because emptiness requires boundaries to be defined. It is not stillness, because stillness requires time to be measured. It is a state in which even the concept of non-existence does not exist. When you try to imagine absolute nothingness, your brain automatically adds a black background. But that background itself is already a form of existence. We are trapped inside the prison of something. In 1927, Belgian priest and astronomer Georges Lemaître proposed an idea that shocked the scientific community. The universe has a beginning. This violated 2,000 years of human intuition. Something cannot come from nothing. Scientists at the time preferred to believe the universe was eternal and static. Einstein even scolded Lemaître to his face. Your mathematics is correct, but your physical intuition is terrible. But in 1929, Edwin Hubble pointed his telescope at the stars and saw a sight that stunned all of humanity. All galaxies were moving away from us. And the farther they were, the faster they were receding. What does this mean? If you pressed the rewind button on the universe, all matter, energy, and space would flow backward, eventually converging into a single point, a point of infinite density, infinite temperature, and zero volume. The existence of this point destroyed the foundations of physics. Here, general relativity says gravity will tear everything apart. Quantum mechanics says the uncertainty principle will throw everything into chaos. The two greatest theories humanity has ever created collide head-on here, and both fail. Faced with the singularity, philosophers split into two camps. One camp insists that something must come from something, that some kind of eternal primordial energy must exist. But here comes the problem. If energy is eternal, why did it erupt specifically 13.8 billion years ago? It's like a rust-proof iron ball, suddenly starting to rust one day. The logic doesn't hold. The other camp argues that something came from nothing. This sounds like mythology, but quantum mechanics has provided chilling evidence. In 1948, physicists discovered quantum fluctuations. Even in a perfect vacuum, particles can spontaneously appear and instantly vanish. Right beneath the chair you're sitting on, trillions of pairs of virtual particles are being born and annihilated every second. In 2012, the discovery of the Higgs boson further confirmed that the so-called vacuum is not empty at all. The Higgs field is everywhere. The energy contained in every cubic centimeter of vacuum is theoretically enough to blow the entire solar system to pieces. So when we say the universe was born from nothing, this nothing is actually a boiling ocean of quantum energy. The universe may have been a superscale quantum accident, borrowing enormous energy from the void, instantly expanding into everything we are. But this isn't even the craziest part. If the universe was born from a singularity, then all matter in the universe, including the atoms in your body and stars billions of light years away, were once squeezed together. Quantum mechanics tells us that particles which have interacted can become quantum entangled. The 2022 Nobel Prize in Physics was awarded to scientists who proved that quantum entanglement is real. This means that no matter how far apart they are, the states of two entangled particles can instantly affect each other, at speeds far exceeding that of light. This leads to a possibility that even theologians find unsettling. The entire universe may still be a vast network of entangled states. Every atom in your body may be in mysterious resonance with some atom 13.8 billion light-years away. Research from Oxford University even suggests that none of us are truly independent individuals, but nodes within a massive network of cosmic consciousness. So what about time? The thing that made Einstein tear up his notes. Newton believed time flowed like a river, absolute and uniform. But Einstein proved that time is relative. At the edge of a black hole, time stops. Inside a near-light-speed spaceship, time slows down. An even more extreme theory is the block universe. Imagine a loaf of sliced bread. The past, present, and future are all laid out like slices of bread, existing simultaneously. We feel time flowing only because our consciousness moves across the slices like a spotlight. If time is an illusion, then the question of before the universe is itself a false premise. Hawking used a brilliant analogy. Asking what came before the universe is like asking what lies north of the North Pole. When you stand at the North Pole, every direction is south. The concept of north disappears at that point. Likewise, before disappears at the singularity of the Big Bang. The story should have ended here. But in 2024, data sent back by the James Webb Space Telescope once again kept scientists awake at night. It discovered extremely mature galaxies, existing just 400 million years after the birth of the universe. It's like finding an 80-year-old man in a kindergarten. This revived the cyclic universe theory. Scientists like Penrose speculate that the Big Bang may not have been a beginning, but a rebound. Our universe may be undergoing infinite cycles of expansion, contraction, and rebirth. If so, the universe has no starting point. It breathes within an eternal cycle. But this theory must resolve the deadlock of the second law of thermodynamics. If the universe has cycled infinitely, its entropy should have reached a maximum long ago. The universe today is like a runaway train. It is not only expanding, but accelerating its expansion. The force driving this is called dark energy. It accounts for 68% of the universe, dark matter accounts for 27%, and the ordinary matter we can see and understand makes up a mere 5%. This means we are like blind people living in a vast room, able to touch only a few crumbs on the floor, while the true owners of the room are beings whose existence we cannot even sense. In the end, we are forced to confront the most unsettling conclusion proposed by MIT's Alan Guth. The birth of the universe may have been an effect without a cause. In the quantum world, causality breaks down. Events can occur without any reason at all. The universe may have appeared with no purpose, no design, no trigger whatsoever. It simply happened. Does that sound despairing? Perhaps this is exactly what makes science so fascinating. In a universe where 95% is unknown, possibly born from an accident, where even time does not exist, meaningless atoms came together, and somehow produced a brain capable of wondering where the universe came from. That brain is you. Through you, the universe begins to know itself. And perhaps this is a far greater miracle than what came before.